All right, everyone, welcome to the only stretching guide that you'll probably ever need. It's a good starting point for everyone wanting to get into stretching. It's what I do just to stay mobile and flexible. But I call this methodology the 5-2-1. And basically 5 different movements, 2 stretches each, and 1 mobility drill for each of the 5 movements. So first thing we want to do is a warm-up. So it could be a light jog, jumping jacks, squats, just get the blood moving. And then we're going to focus on the first. We're going to just start with number 1, of course, which is rotation of the 5 movements. So during rotation, we want to, the first stretch we're going to do is called the seated spinal twists. You've probably seen these everywhere. Yeah, it really stretches out your hips and your torso. You'll feel it in your obliques, which is part of the rotational. Those are the rotational muscles practically. So yeah. And then the next stretch, number 2, is going to be cat and cow into threading the needle. So cat and cow is just a really good overall stretch. You could put it in any category. It's just a very good movement for your spine. But the thread the needle really gets your obliques stretching again, and it gets your shoulder nice and stretched, which feels really nice. It feels really nice. For the mobility drill for rotation, we're gonna do windshield wipers or hanging windshield wipers. And it's a really good oblique exercise. So the reason why we're doing these mobility drills is because you don't want empty flexibility. Sure, some people might have like crazy flexibility, but do they actually have strength in that range of motion? And can they actually like do cool movements in real life and like, you know, have strength doing that? Which is basically mobility. So that's why we're doing these mobility drills. All right, second of the 5 movements is called extension. So this is basically your back going from straight line and bending backwards like this. So the stretches we're gonna do, kind of beginner / intermediate stretches, is cobra pose. And then the second one we're gonna do is, I think it's called the bridge pose or the wheel pose. This one's a lot harder, but take your time with it. If it hurts too much, slow down and remember to breathe. Breathing is very important while stretching because you want to keep your muscles nice and relaxed so they don't snap. So mobility drill for extension is going to be cat, skin the cat. Grab a pair of rings or a bar and you just flip yourself backwards and you come back. It's pretty intermediate as well, but might as well try it, it's fun. All right, third of the 5 movements we got is body alignment. This is where your spine is straight. When you lift your hands above your head, you want to have a perfectly straight line. You want to have your body aligned in a straight line. So, unfortunately, I didn't have a bar where I was doing these stretches, but if I did, I would demonstrate a hang, just a dead hang for you guys. Yeah, that's a really simple but easy and effective movement, is just the hang for body alignment. But what we did here is wall angels, which really opens up your upper back and your shoulders, your tight shoulders, so you can really get that upper, so you can really get that hand over your head alignment straight. The next stretch we're gonna do is deep lunges. So these really get your hip flexors, namely your psoas, which you may have heard before. It really affects your body posture. So if you want a better posture, definitely do these lunges. It'll really help. And for the mobility drill on this one, we're just gonna stick to hangs. That's all you really need. Yeah. All right, number 4 of 5 for the 5-2-1 method is folding. So first stretch we're gonna do is touching your toes. You can do this standing or seated, whichever you feel better. And again, we're gonna hold all these stretches to from 30 to 60 seconds each. So if you're doing just one leg at a time, make sure you do both legs same amount. We don't want any imbalances here. And yeah. Second stretch we're gonna do for folding movements is the downward dog. And by now you probably realize we're focusing on the fold on your hamstrings. So this is also gonna affect your posture, and being able to have loose hamstrings is great for calisthenics when you wanna learn different skills that require your legs coming up or doing anything with your legs, balancing, whatever. So this is really necessary to learn, folding. And for the mobility drill for folding, we're just gonna do Jefferson curls, which is basically bending your spine down and coming back up. Really good mobility drill right there. And you can even add weight to it, which is very, very good. All right, moving on to the last mobility exercise or stretch is going to be splits. So for this, we're going to be doing side lunges, getting a little bit deeper every single rep. And after that, our next stretch is going to be something called pancakes. No, not the ones you eat, unfortunately. It's a lot worse, and I hate them a lot more than pancakes. But these pancakes will really help you with your straddles in calisthenics, which is a very important thing to be progressing. It's like the key to progressing in calisthenics holds. Mobility drill for this one is going to be doing pancakes, but you're trying to touch your chest to the ground and bring it back up with your lower body. You can also do these standing and just touch the ground with your hands. Yeah, these kind of suck. Make sure you're warmed up for these. That's why I saved the splits for last. But we're not actually going to be training directly to the splits unless you want. That's not one of my goals, but definitely if your goals vary from mine, definitely change up this program, but the structure should stay the same. 5, 2, 1, 60 to 30 seconds on each stretch. And yeah, don't skip it.